to stay in character. Really laugh. Sell it.
A new week, and I am gaffing on a episode of a murder documentary today. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so they just hired me for the day, so I'm day playing, and on shoots like this, I don't have any pre-production time. They just own some gear, so I kind of have to make up the lighting plan as I go, and I have to talk to the DP to collaborate a little more since it's happening in the moment. Here's a fun example of a quick lighting plan. So this bathroom is tiny. It's barely fits one person. So how are we going to light the talent through this mirror shot? So I ended up putting this little aperture MC light on a Cardellini on the door with diffusion. So it's bounce light into the mirror. So it's bouncing light into the room, but also into their face, which is casting a really nice light quality. So the workflow of these projects is it's all created in the edit. So first they go film the people that were actually involved with the crime, and then they look for all the news coverage to cut in between the interviews that they got. After that, there's all these holes left over of where all the crimes should happen. For example, if they stole a car, or if them actually killing somebody, the dirty details. They make a big list, and we have to film all of those so they can intercut them into their sequences they've already made. So I have a story from a similar shoot. So this was from People Magazine. They also have an investigative discovery show. So this criminal, he was a drug user, but he specifically used meth. So in one of the shots, they had put a bong in the bathroom that they were filming for his crime, and it shut down the production because they couldn't guarantee that he was a marijuana user. They only knew that he used meth. So they had to have this whole big, long discussion because since it's a documentary, they could be held for liable, and they don't want to get sued. So a lot of these shoots can go pretty slow if they have to discuss, can we have this because that? It makes the creative liberty a little tricky. At the end of the day, we're still documenting real life. So we had a location move. Now that we're on site, we move really quickly. So generally, I just hold the bounce into the scene. At this particular house, though, this dog keeps following me around to see what we're doing. And no matter where I go or what I do, this dog is always hanging around, lingering behind every corner and piece of furniture. One of our crew members parked their car on the street and they blocked this driveway a little bit, and the owner of the house was so angry that she threatened our crew member and then had her husband flatten her tire to encourage her to move the car. I'm still trying to figure out how that works. You should leave it there once you fill it. But luckily, a portable air compressor is never too far away. So we fill the tire, and production continues, and the day goes on. I had a day off between projects, decided to go take a hike and bring the Red Komodo with me. I walked past this farm truck that looks like it was completely smushed or in some kind of accident. You always find the weirdest things out here when you're hiking. I wonder what happened to it and how long it's been here. I couldn't tell looking at the thing. So here's my Red Komodo on time-lapse mode, shooting somewhere over there. This is more of an experiment than anything really, but it'll probably make it in the vlog. Yeah, so not a bad start to the week. Here's some of the footage I shot. It doesn't represent me trying to get the best image possible or the best workflow. This is more just an example of what I could currently shoot with my equipment set up as I have it. And I learned a lot of things. I learned that I need a really sturdy tripod and a bag to carry everything in for one. It might be hard to tell, but maybe you can see it from over there. It's getting dark soon. The sun's already peaked the mountain. So I'll probably have to skedaddle soon. But the car is really only like a 8-minute walk away at best. So I just have to hop down these rocks and then head that way. Headed back now. Finding a good, sturdy tripod is such an ordeal. I didn't realize there were so many readily available. Does anyone have any thoughts or suggestions on one that will last me a while, but also be able to hold a Red Komodo? A lot of these cheaper ones are small. And then some of these larger ones are so expensive even for a used one. It's crazy. I had this one recommended to me by some DP friends of mine, and he had mentioned that this one stands up with some of the better, cheaper ones, that it's pretty sturdy and solid for the amount you pay. So what does everybody think? Here we are, new day, new project. The LA folks might recognize this as Wooden Nickel. It's one of the more affordable rental houses here in LA, and I am picking up equipment. So all this is for a commercial shoot for a bed topper. It's really smart. It regulates temperature, and if you have the proper sensors, it can keep you updated on your health. But anyway, this package was put together by me and the rest of the camera and lighting crew, and they hired me to go pick it up. So I have to go check all the equipment to make sure that they're giving us what we paid for and that it's all in working condition. Then I gotta jam it all in my poor Altima. And for the uninitiated, that looks something like this. It's a good thing I'm not claustrophobic, otherwise it'd be a long ride. So this is our main light for the shoot, the Aperture 600 with the spotlight attachment. For those of you who like the old school method, it's basically a LED Lico. So these lights allow you to put a slide in between the lens and the light, allowing you to project different shapes onto whatever you want. And for the eagle-eyed viewers at home, yes, that is Vishesh from the earlier episode. This interesting and elaborate setup is how you set up an overhead shot with low budget. So the DP already had a slider, but he didn't have a way to put it up. Vishesh and I did some out-of-the-box thinking. We connected the legs to the slider and used them as baby pins to put them in the grip heads. That way we could raise it above the bed safely. Typically, on film shoots, they end with you being tired and hungry. But on this case, Vishesh and I went to In-N-Out. Alright, so I just made it home from my overnight. It's 1:36 a.m. And I don't know if you could tell, but there's all the gear I have to take back tomorrow. Not looking forward to that. Yeah. So, that's the end of that job, huh?